Hey there! On today's video, I'll show you how to save money by taking the train from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport to the heart of Amsterdam. During this video, I'll show you how to find the train station under the airport, the different ways to pay for a ticket, what the train's like on board, and how to continue on from Amsterdam Centraal Station. We begin here in the central terminal area of Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Once you're past baggage claim and customs, look up for the yellow signs leading to trains. This guide will be the same no matter what arrivals area you exit from. There are plenty of maps and staff if you do have questions on how to find the station, but it's fairly easy even if you are jet lagged. You could take a taxi or a rideshare to Amsterdam, but that could be anywhere from 35 to 65 euro depending on your destination. In comparison, this train will cost you just over 5 euro per person. You've arrived once you reach this large open area with the signs that say Schiphol Railway Station. This may not look like a traditional train station, but all the tracks are under the airport. To find your platform, look at the destinations on the departures board. It'll be in a little white box to the right. You can also download the official app called NS Travel Planner, which is really well made and gives a lot of information on what train would be best for your destination. We'll be taking the Sprinter service to Amsterdam Centraal Station in the heart of Amsterdam. This service runs 8 times an hour and takes about 14 to 17 minutes. It runs 24 hours a day, but with reduced frequencies after midnight. Now that we know where we're headed, let's buy a ticket. You can purchase a physical ticket at these yellow machines. Okay, let's try another one. Simply touch the button that says, I would like to go to Amsterdam, then the class you'd like to travel in, which I recommend second class as there isn't much difference from first class, just price. You can pay through debit or credit card to the right. There is a surcharge to use the ticket machine, so I recommend the easier method, which is just to tap your credit or debit card on the fare gates. To do this, find the blue line on the ground and follow it to the yellow pylons scattered around the hall. Just tap your credit or debit card in the white circle with the contactless logo and you're all set. Each person must have their own card. Make sure you remember what card you used, as you'll have to present it to staff on the train if asked, and we'll use it to exit in Amsterdam Centraal. Now it's time to find our train. There are signs hanging from the ceiling with the platform numbers and the next train departing from that platform. We're leaving from platform 3 today. There are elevators and escalators to get to the platform, but do note that you can't move from one platform to another without having to go back up, so make sure you're going down the right one. Once you're on the platform, make sure to verify the information screen show your train is still on that platform. Recently, the rail operator NS changed all these signs to dark blue to make it easier to read. I don't know why, but it really does work. On these signs, there's a countdown to the departure time, the final destination in large bold letters, and the intermediate stops in smaller font. There's also a diagram of the train, and it shows you where in the train you'll be boarding from if you stayed in this spot. On the floor, there's this dash line that you must stay behind at all times, and this wide band of lines is tactile paving that helps guide people with limited vision. Please be mindful and do not stand on this, as it may block someone trying to use it. This station is very tidy and well lit. It sees a massive amount of trains and regularly has security staff, so I never felt unsafe here. Here comes our new generation Sprinter train built by CAF. These trains are fairly new and very nice inside, as you're about to see. A small platform extends to allow for level boarding, but there still is a small gap, so please be mindful of strollers or mobility devices. If you bought a second class ticket, then you can sit in any of these blue seats. There's no dedicated space for bags, but you can fit a standard carry-on under the seats, or if it's not too crowded, you can have the bags with you in these group seats of 4. The second class seats are decently padded, and there's a small table at the seats of 4. On these newer trains, there's a European plug and USB port under the seats. In the rows of 2 seats, the legroom is decent, especially if you're like me, who's 6'4" or 193 centimeters. Above the seats, there's a small luggage rack for backpacks or totes. There are also coat hooks along the wall. The blue mood lighting and design of the bulkheads make this train very stylish and visually appealing. There are informational displays near each door, but don't rely on them completely, as this trip they were malfunctioning. Luckily on this journey, our stop will be the last and final stop of this service, so you can't get lost. This route stops at 2 other stations that start with Amsterdam, Amsterdam Leyland and Amsterdam Sloterdijk, which you can transfer to the local metro and buses from if your destination is closer to these stations. I just wanted to pause to apologize to any natural Dutch speakers for my pronunciation. We're pulling into Amsterdam Sloterdijk, which is the second to last station. People argue that this might be one of the saddest stations in the Netherlands. Do you think so? Leave a comment down below. After the brief stop, we continue on to join all the other trains headed to Amsterdam Centraal. As we step off, here's a better look at the accessible entrance with level boarding that leads to the accessible seating on the train. Once off the train, you can either use the elevators to go down to the passageway or take the escalator down, although they may not always be working. Once in the passageway, look for signs pointing to Centrum to access the city center, metro, and tram network. At the end of the passageway, there are fare gates. Here's where you can scan the ticket you purchased or tap the same credit or debit card on the lit up glass circle to exit the station. Here there are escalators and elevators to get up to street level, but again the escalators may not be on. Continue following the signs for Centrum to find the metro and trams. Directly in front of the station, you'll find the tram platforms at street level. And near the center of the station, you will find the metro entrance under a large M sign. This is a spectacular looking station. Make sure to turn around and look back at how impressive it is. To get down to the metro, head down these travelators, which again, we're not on. Here you'll have a few options depending on where you're headed, but they will all have their own fare gates to pass through. To do this, simply tap any debit or credit card on the light up glass circle and off you go. Just like the train from the airport, make sure you remember which card you used so you can tap again when you exit. Head down one more elevator or escalator and you'll be in one of the cleaner metro stations I have ever encountered. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm off to find some bitterballin'.